Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to this, the start of our third series of Doha debates sponsored by the Qatar Foundation.
What Hezbollah has done is a reaction to decades of Israeli violations of human rights, of UN resolutions, and of assault and occupation.
It's not a glorious position, it's a position of responsibility. You do not stand up and involve your country in a confrontation where others will suffer.
When we talk about Hezbollah resistance here, we're talking about the question of legitimacy and the question of authorization.
What do you think they gave you the rockets for? Out of charity?
Fine.
They gave you them to use them.
Shimon farms is a small sliver that can be a wonderful subject of a diplomatic battle.
I don't have a solution for the prisoners that are kept, but I know what we shouldn't do, and that's not to kidnap 2 more soldiers and have Hezbollah defend the country, because slowly that's just going to cause destruction around the world.
4 Lebanese prisoners within Israel, is it worth all the destruction?
Hezbollah is a grassroots organization. It is the only movement that has penetrated the people.
Are you trying to justify Israel's attack on Lebanon this summer? It's just a yes or no question.
Yes, writing is part of the resistance, absolutely. But that doesn't mean that 1,500 people, all of them, wanted to die.
The Arab League is said by its critics to offer much and deliver little, but there can surely have been few times as testing as these. It's got to the stage where even almost half your members don't even turn up for your summits these days, do they?
No, that's not true.
Let's just deal with this one at the moment. Darfur.
The situation is bad in Darfur. It's bad, and that's what we are trying to deal with. We are trying to do that. We are trying to stop this fighting.
So why are you failing so spectacularly?
We need the help, not the exaggeration and accusation and things that make things more difficult.
You have consistently let the Sudanese administration,
you can say that we
have local
consistently
level
let
and the government level off the hook.
No, you are putting that wrongly. We have killing that is taking place in Iraq and in Sudan and in Somalia. Those are the problems that we are facing. We are moving in the right direction. And democracy is something that we believe, we in our area and in our region, in our world, we believe that this is a best system.
Mr. Moussa, I'm going to lead you to the lions who are waiting for you out in the audience.
Why do you think that Sunnis and Shia in Iraq are killing each other and still fighting?
This is the worst thing that has happened to us in the recent months or years.
Where was the Arab League when Saddam Hussein was oppressing his own people in Iraq?
A good question. Indeed, we should have done more.
What is the Arab League's position on Iran's nuclear ambitions?
We in the Middle East do not need any nuclear military program. We don't need it.
Our guest has been at the center of Israeli politics for more than half a century.
Every day we have close to 70 warnings about suicidal bombers trying to cross the line. Let them stop firing. No child will be killed. We don't look upon the Palestinians as our eternal enemies, you must understand. We wish they will live in peace. You know, there were 4 wars between us and Egypt. Many Egyptians were killed, many Israelis were killed. And one day, in spite of all the victims, of all the hatred, of all the misunderstanding, we made peace. The same will happen with the Palestinians.
Isn't it a fact that Israel's policy of military deterrence has been a failure?
Israel was attacked 5 times. Israel was outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered if you want, and we have had to defend ourselves. The nature of the conflict today stems more from the division within the Palestinians than the differences between us and the Palestinians. Let me say one thing to all of you. You must understand deeply and profoundly that Israel is in search of peace. We don't look for territories. We don't want to govern any other nation. And I'm speaking on behalf of my people, which I'm convinced want peace with you as you are. I don't look upon you as enemies. Please don't look upon me as an enemy.
The pretense that democracy is a must at all times and in all places is totally a nonsensical exercise.
You say Iraqi people have had enough of dictators. Haven't they had enough of the situation that's going on now?
But there is no other alternative.
We need a general in Iraq who can follow the rule of law but act rationally. If we want to hold Iraq together, you have to suspend democracy.
This is a motion that's asking you to endorse a new dictatorship. The idea that a dictator is going to solve the problem now that we have in Iraq. Which dictator? Which of the